Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Leadership Boy Podcast. I'm Enrique with my co-host Vince, and today we are bringing you the best in the suiting industry, and Vince will introduce.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about dressing for success, people. And we're just so happy to be joined with Alex Rodriguez, aka A-Rod, who is the founding partner of Salute to Suits from all the way from Las Vegas metropolitan area. A-Rod, welcome to the show. Please just start off, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. Thank you all for your service, all your listeners. Thanks for your service. I'm an old man, as you all can see. I spent the past 45 years perfecting my craft in the fashion world. I've been very blessed in the business world by actually owning a suit manufacturing company, which makes me the direct source. What prompted me to do this 8 years ago, I never wore the uniform growing up because I had some health issues. However, I've been surrounded by military my whole life. And I saw firsthand the challenges and difficulties that my family and friends went through, after a career in the military, which I'm sure all you can attest to. Now it's time to go into a TAPS class and get your resume together, medical board, all these different things. And on top of that, you now have to buy professional attire, after wearing a uniform for so long. Well, the questions pop up, right? Well, hey, where do I go? Where do I start? Who do I trust? So those simple things that's resonated with me, man. So I wanted to do something to give back. So, I have my light bulb moment, so to speak. So you know what? I can do something to give back. So I went ahead and I created Salute to Suit with 5 services in mind that every American hero deserves. Not only deserve, they should demand it. Fit, fabric, style, color, and affordability. Those are key things, and that's the services that we give for free. And it's important, you're feeling good. There's nothing like putting on an outfit, ready for that next interview, and walk in ready to just crush it. And that's important with being positive in the way you look and how you feel. So that's a little bit about myself and why I got started with Salute to Suit.
Well, I tell you, that's a wonderful story to share. Not that, you say you didn't get to serve, but you was surrounded by service, and now you're serving
Right.
through this organization that you founded, and we're so pleased because it truly is making a difference in the way military folks that are getting out and transitioning look at their future dress, because it really does make a difference. So tell us a little bit more intrinsically about Salute to Suit and your mission.
Okay, so it's become my mission to really educate and empower the military community when it comes to dressing for success. So don't get me wrong, we want everybody to use us, but you know what? That's not a deal breaker. It's not about that. It's about giving all of you the tools and the education so that when you're ready to go purchase that first suit, you're not walking in blindfolded. So I give fashion tips and I give regular tips. Say, hey, listen, when you walk into any clothing store, make sure that you know what you're going into. Give yourself a wardrobe assessment. Go through your closet. Maybe you have one suit. Maybe you have that white shirt or blue shirt. And if you have these items, then you don't need to go and buy them. Okay, you want to fill in the gaps. But more importantly, you want to know about fit. You want to know what fabric to get. You want to know what not to get. You want to know how it's supposed to lay down. You want to know how it's tailored. So this way, for me, if I can give my 45 years plus experience and educate all of you, you're going to have those tools and knowledge to walk into any place, and you'll know more than that sales associate will. So here's an example. When you walk into a store, ask that sales associate one question, easy. Mr. Sales Associate, how long have you been doing men's clothing? Doing this? And if he says to you, oh man, I just started, or 2 years or 3 years, turn around and run. You want to have someone that knows, someone that's going to walk you through it and take care of you. Not about trying to sell you. It's about servicing you. So if they have 5 to, I call it 7 years and above, if they have that kind of experience, then they can truly help you. So look into those kinds of things, right? That's really, really important.
It's very important. I mean, to your point, you know, we leave the military after either 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And you talked about look what's in your closet. I used to have a fuchsia suit. That was the last suit I
Well,
had.
we all have some kind of work like that, right? Even like
Right.
bell bottom pants and whatnot.
So it was so important to know how to dress for success. And you mentioned these 5 key areas. Let's dive a little bit more into fit, fabric, style, color, and price.
Let's
Let's
do
talk
it.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
share more about that.
So let's talk about fit. So in clothing, and I'm talking men and women, there's two kinds of fits or silhouettes. There's slim fit and modern fit. Here's the biggest difference. On a slim fit jacket, the armhole and the chest on the jacket is slim. Okay. The pant is also slim around the seat, the thigh, the crotch, um, even the ankle of the pant. So the question becomes for you as you're purchasing your suit, do you like snug fitting clothing or more relaxed? Okay. So the relaxed would be modern. So know that up front when you walk in to purchase a suit, do you like snug or more relaxed? So that's fit. Now, let me talk a little bit more about the fitting process. You know, fit is very important. You can have a suit that's $100, and if it's tailored perfectly, guess what? It's not like $1 million. Okay. If you get a suit that's $1,000 and it's tailored horribly, it's going to be a horrible suit. So you want to find yourself a tailor. Okay. So fit's very important, but not any tailor. You want to find a master tailor, not a seamstress. The biggest difference between a master tailor and a seamstress is great. They can do bottoms, they can take in a waist, do minor things. A master tailor has 30, 40 years experience and can take a suit from start to finish. And they'll know what to look at the shoulder, where the sleeve should break, where the pants should break. These are things that we educate everybody on. So when they walk into that store, they know what the length of it is. Are they a short? Are they a regular? Or are they a long? Okay. So there's tips that we educate you to know. There's where a coat fits you at to know it's going to fit perfect on your palm. It's almost like your benchmark. So if your coat fits you at the palm of your hand, you cup it perfect length. If it's over here or even right where your knuckles are, that's way too long. And obviously, if the coat hits you above your wrist, that's way too short. So that's kind of your benchmark to know if a coat fits you short, regular, or long. So find yourself a good tailor. I highly recommend it. Okay. That's fit. Now, fabric. In fabrication, there's a numbering system, if you will, that establishes a quality of a garment. Here's the best analogy I can give everyone. You know, when you go shopping for bed sheets, there's a thread count, right? And higher the count, finer the sheet. Same premise on a suit. So when a suit's made, especially ours, they're spun at a very high velocity. So the faster that fabric is spun, the higher quality the suit becomes. Okay. So that numbering goes, and here's a key word, everybody. The keyword is super. Super 80 to 220. Okay. So the faster it's spun, the higher quality again. We stop bars, and here's the sweet spot. 140 to 150. Why? Because at that number, you're going to get a suit that's going to wear, travel, and breathe. And that's very important. You know, in fabrications, there's wools, there's silks and linens and cottons, um, cashmeres and whatnot. The one fabric that I highly recommend is a high twist, high tech microfiber. It wears like iron, feels like butter. It's a wonderful suit. 95% of our suits that we provide is that cloth, and it's wonderfully made. Okay. There's also bells and whistles in fabrication. So when a suit's made, look inside of it. You'll see little stitching around it. That shows the quality of a garment. Every man perspires. Okay. Every woman, there's sweatbands underneath the armpits of that jacket. Okay. So that's going to be the fabric. So look at that regarding when you're buying a suit. So that's fit and that's fabric. Okay. Now let's talk about style. In style, you want to keep it classic, timeless. You know, we kind of refer to what we do as investment dressing. meaning the hard-earned dollars you're going to spend into your wardrobe, you want to make sure it's going to last you 7 to 10 years. That's key. Okay. So when you're talking about style, you're looking for a 2-button model in a jacket. There's vents in the back of a coat. Every coat has a vent. If it doesn't, it's dated. You're either a center vent or you're a double vent. A center vent, I don't recommend because when you put a silhouette on, it's going to come in and then skirt out on a pear shape. We don't want that. We want the silhouette to be symmetrical. So when you have a double vent, it's going to be a lot cleaner look for you. Okay. And regarding the fit. In women, they can wear a center vented jacket. It's a little bit more contoured to a woman's shape than a man's shape. Okay. So that's fit, that's fabric, and that's style. Let me touch on style a bit more. In style, everyone's thinking, okay, well, what's my style? Well, that kind of falls into branding yourself. What is your brand? Is your brand the guy who loves crazy ties? Or you like crazy socks? Do you like bright color blouses when you're wearing a blouse with a women's suit? Find something that separates you from everyone else. But keep this in mind. When you're going for that first interview, keep it conservative, keep it understated. And I'm going to touch on that in a second. But back to style. Everyone has their own style. So again, we're going to walk you through it. But if you don't use us and you find you want to go somewhere else, that's great. But make sure that they're going to walk you through and help you with your branding. Because here's my philosophy, and I tell everybody this. My philosophy is that each individual should dress to accommodate and accentuate your own individuality. Don't follow fashion rules, trends, or fads because they're going to be out. But if you find that one thing, maybe it's a pocket square that you like to wear, maybe it's crazy socks, maybe it's certain pins. Find that because that's gonna be who you are. That's your brand. Own it, embrace it, and just rock it. Okay. So that's the style, everybody. So that's fit, fabric, style. Now color. Let's talk about color. In colorations, there's the basics, okay? I mean, you have all these kinds of colors, but you want to, again, stick with classics, timeless, navy blue, charcoal gray, medium gray, and indigo blue. Let's talk about this for a second. The one color that I don't recommend for men when you're interviewing is black. So let me share with you the 7-second rule. Every psychologist done studies on this, and you can Google it, everybody. As human beings, we have this defense mechanism, right? When we meet someone, there's a wall already. So when you walk into that interview, from the time you shake their hand and how you shake their hand, eye contact, facial hair, jewelry, fragrance, except, fragrance as well, facial hair, not for women, obviously, but what you're wearing from the neck all the way down to the waist speaks volumes. Men don't wear a black suit, and here's why. Number one, if you're a big guy like me, it's going to be very intimidating. We're not bouncers, right? We're looking for a job. We want to be soft. We want to be able to be approachable. Also, a black suit shows that, you really didn't take the time to look into what color is going to be best for you, because anyone can put a black suit on. But if you stick with navy, charcoal, medium, indigo, it's going to be softer. When you're wearing dress shirts, white, light blue, light gray, maybe even a lilac. Ties are really important. Okay, when you're talking about, let's call it blues, they show confidence. That's a fact. Burgundy shows trustworthy. So look at these colors. I mean, there's a whole mindset as you're dressing. Call it dress for success. I also want to refer to it as a successful dressing. So you want to make that right impact. Even a woman, a lady can wear a black suit because it's very, very professional on the women's side of the house because of their body types, right? So they can wear a cream colored blouse, a white blouse, a lavender blouse, a pink blouse, whatever it may be. So again, keep in mind how you want to brand yourself and what makes you feel comfortable, Okay. So again, fit, fabric, style, color. Um, that's a 7-second rule. Branding, we just discussed. So that's where we're at so far, everybody. Any questions, gentlemen?
No questions at all. I'm inundated with the knowledge right now. I'm going through my wardrobe and saying, "Hey, have I truly considered fit, fabric, style, color, and price?" Because I'm telling you, these are questions that we should be asking as we're transitioning from military service, because most of us don't have that type of wardrobe. Now, you mentioned on several occasions that Tailor, right? And I know that there is a difference when we go into a store, depending on how you wanted to purchase this item.
Right.
It's going to be pivotal for your interviews, for
Yep.
your conferences, for all these things that you're going to be attending post service. But what's the difference between, going in a store and getting a rack suit
I
or a
mean,
tailored suit, or even a
great,
custom suit?
great question, my friend. Great question. So let me share this with you. So there's 3 ways to purchase a suit. There's off the rack. That means you walk into a store and whatever's hanging there is what your choices are. Stay away from off the rack, and I'll tell you why. Because once you buy that suit, then they're going to charge you for tailoring, and that's going to be a pain. You want to buy that's off the rack. I stay away from off the rack for those reasons. Tailor made is what we do. Tailor made, it's much more intricate, okay? But I'm going to show that with you in a second. Then there's custom made. So custom made, that's my world, okay? I come from the custom world. They say, hey, if you find someone that says I can get you a custom suit for $500, $1,000, run, turn around, get out of there. Custom clothing, it's called bespoke, Bespoke. Okay, bespoke clothing, it takes 3.5 to 4 yards to actually make a custom suit. And you have to lay it out. You take a magnifying glass and you got to go through it with every nook and cranny to make sure there's no flaws in the fabrication and all that stuff. It takes literally 4, 5, 6 fittings. The process takes about 2 months, and a true bespoke suit costs between $3,000 to $10,000 and even more. Okay, so that's custom made. Tailor made, let me be more specific and definitive on a tailor made suit, how we do it. We have shells. They're not made yet, they're just a shell. We carry from size 36 all the way to 64, just the shell. They come in shorts, regulars, and longs. What we do is you can tell me a height and weight, and I'll know immediately if you're a short, regular, or a tall. Okay. So we take those measurements, we go by centimeters based on your height and weight. It sounds crazy, but we do over 2,500 suits a month. So we're doing something right, right? I mean, I took my 45 years plus experience and put it right into this after being in the corporate world for so many years. So taking that shell, and then we put, if you're a regular, we put a regular sleeve on it. Okay. We put a regular body on it. Maybe you want slim fit. We have a slim fit model and a modern fit model. Okay. And I don't want to get too detailed, but it's called a 6-inch drop. What does that mean? Well, if your chest is 40, let's go 38. You're a 38 chest, you're a 32 waist. That's 6 inches. 40, 34. 42, 36. 44, 38. That's a 6-inch drop. Some gentlemen in the military, you guys are really, really fit. So you may have a 10-inch drop. So the fact of the matter, that's more custom. However, because of our systematized way, we can provide that 10-inch drop because they're tailor made. Okay. Not off the rack, not custom made. So that's very detailed. So now that's just the difference between those 3 ways to purchase a suit. And if and when you decide you want to use suit to suit, it's even more detailed than that. And we actually walk you through the process with a fine tooth comb.
Well, first and foremost, I used to buy off the rack guilty as charged. And after hearing this podcast, I definitely will use Salute to Suits because it is all about feeling comfort, feeling, the right weight, a class. I felt like I was talking about sandpaper for a second there. When you talk about the fabric weights, that's the way my analogy in my head works. But
Right.
talk about top 10. So, folks, we all need to know what are the top 10 fashion items you suggest we should all have in our wardrobe.
Okay, so it's you want to baby step it. Not everyone's going to jump in and buy $1,000 wardrobe, but here's the pieces as you're building your wardrobe. Okay, so for men, it's a medium gray colored suit, a navy blue suit, a white dress shirt. Now, a white dress shirt, do not wear a button-down collared shirt. You want a regular open collared shirt so you can wear it open and you can wear it closed. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. So stay away from button-down collars. White dress shirt, black chino cotton pants, khaki pair of chino cotton pants, navy blazer. Let me talk about blazers for a second because there's a confusion. What's a sport coat? What's a blazer? A blazer is a solid color, navy, black, purple, red, orange, solid color. A sport jacket has more character, textures, plaids, tweeds, has more character to it. So that's the difference between a blazer and a sport coat. So you want a classic navy blazer. You can wear it with all your chino pants, your dress slacks. It's going to take you to business casual. So a navy blazer is really important. A pair of chestnut colored brown shoes. Could be, I call it peanut butter, chestnut color, that color brown shoe. It could be a lace up or a slip on. Black shoes, same thing. Let me touch on the style really quick on shoes. Never, ever wear a square-toed shoe. Wear a round toe. Why? Because a square-toed shoe, the way clothing is today, it's a little bit more tailor-made, especially on the ankles, maybe like a 7-inch bottom opposed to an 8 or 9-inch bottom back in the day. So when you're wearing a square-toe shoe, it accentuates your feet. We don't want that. We want to take away from that. So make it a round toe, okay? A pale blue collared shirt. Again, not buttoned down, just a regular, nice, light blue, sky blue shirt. A pair of blue jeans. They can be dark, they can be light, as long as it's a denim jean. All those different items, these 10 items will stand the test of time and never go out of style. That's for men. Let's talk about women. Now, on the women's side of the house, you want to do either a gray suit, a black suit, or a navy blue. One of those three is a perfect staple in your wardrobe. Black leggings. Every woman should have a pair of black leggings. A black, white, I call it actually a basic t-shirt, okay? It could be a V-neck or a crew neck. An all-day, everyday dress. What does that mean? Well, it can mean a solid. It can mean a small pattern. It's below the knees. It's an everyday dress. You can throw your jacket over it, dress it up, dress it down. Very important. A button-down shirt. Now, on women, they can get away with a button-down or not a button-down white blouse. A pair of blue jeans, a lightweight jacket, a classic blazer, black pair of ankle boots, great look. And of course, your fashion bag, ladies. You can have a nice backpack, a tote. My recommendation, you walk into an interview, you want to keep it simple, maybe a small little briefcase, attaché, maybe a folder if you want to keep your resume in. Keep it simple, not so bulky. But those are the 10 fashion items that stand the test of time for women.
Well, folks, you heard it here. And most of us have not heard these things before. And that's okay because that's why this episode is airing to educate you. Now, 10 fashion items. And A-Rod, as he was talking, yesterday I went to a store and I was about to buy me a new
Shame on
pair.
you, Enrique. Shame on you.
No, but check this out. I was going to buy me a pair of sneakers.
Okay.
And I love all white sneakers. That's all I wear. That's all I like. But these were kind of squared in the front. And it automatically I put them
Turned you
back.
off.
I said, I don't like them, right? Because they would eventually take up the attention. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that on my feet, right? So to your point, it does draw attention. So yes, please stay away from that
Square
square
toe.
toe, unless you're trying to bring attention to your feet, right?
Right. I
Folks,
love it.
I,
I
I, I
love it.
need you to understand that these last tips, the 10 fashion items that stand the test of time, are going to be tied into something at the end of the episode. So you need to not only take some notes, but also be ready, because I'll share that with all at the end. But before we get into that segment, what is on the horizon for this organization, Salute to Suit? Because you already doing a whole lot.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. So this is a tease for everybody. As we're growing, and thank you for all your support. We want to kind of try to, we're not perfect. We're bound to make a mistake. I tell all our clients, hey, listen, if we ever do, all I ask is the opportunity to have our team correct it and make it right. But there's a couple of things that we are going to be doing. We're going to be getting ready to launch our suit. It's called our Executive Suit Protection line. So as we all know, there's a lot of people in security. We do a lot of work with the UFC security out here in Vegas, people in the FBI, Secret Service. I won't call it a full-blown John Wick suit, but I would call it, the stretch fabric that we've created is amazing. It's a stretch cloth. It's it's quadruple stitched. The way the pants are made, you can able to put your if you conceal, you have a place for it. The coat in the back has extra fabric so that when you have your gun, it doesn't rub against the fabrication. What's kind of cool is I was going to share it. You have your walkie-talkie, obviously, where to put your badge and all the little bells and whistles. One of the cool things is, as we know, when you're wearing a tie, and especially if you're in security, if someone grabs your tie, they can choke you, right? So what we're doing is creating a tie that has Velcro on the back. So when they pull it, the tie comes off and they still can handle the business, if you will. So that's an exciting thing. We're going to be able to launch pretty soon here. So we're pretty excited about that. One of the other things I'm just going to say what it is, and I won't explain it, but you'll see it coming up. It's called Elegance by Salute to Suit. I'll leave it at that. I'll let your imaginations run wild with that. Elegance by Salute to Suit. Okay. So those are a couple of things we have on the horizon coming up. But like I said, our mission is to continue to share the information. And I want to spread the word across the country, national, international, to know that, they're not alone. They can pick up a phone. And even if they don't want to buy, so what? Pick up a phone. Give me a call. Send me an email. One of my teammates or team members will call you. I will call you personally if you need it. If you have any questions about where to start, what do you need? Maybe you have something in your wardrobe already. That's cool too. I mean, we can do a quick Zoom call or a FaceTime, and I'll tell you right now, if that suit's ready to go, maybe you need some alterations. You can save a few dollars. Okay. So we're here for every single American hero across the country. And that is our passion, our dream, our motivation to make sure that everybody doesn't get left out.
All I gotta say is amen to all that, A-Rod. First, thank you for being here. Salute to Suit is a very important piece of a transition of a military member. And here, listening to what's happening in the future, I am excited to know that exclusive is there for those that are supporting and protecting our home base. So that's great to know they have an operational suit and look great. And this executive line, I can't wait to hear more about that. So, folks, you heard it here first. Let's ask this question, because you've been in corporate and been doing this 45 years, putting out 2,500 suits a month. So, for leadership advice, what would you tell an emerging leader that is starting a company or running a company? What advice did you get that you would like to pass on to those listening?
So several things. First of all, when you decide that you want to be your own boss, entrepreneurs out there, and you have that dream, make sure that you have that conviction. Make sure that it's going to be your passion, because it's not about dollars and cents. It really isn't. Listen, we all excuse me, we all need that financial security. I get it, but don't cut yourself short. It took me a long time to really fulfill my dream. I went to the school of hard knocks, but I was very blessed to have several mentors to kind of say, hey, listen, A-Rod, you're going the wrong way. This is what you want to do. Keep your mind open. As a young kid, and I'll just tell you the truth, I grew up really poor. As soon as I started making a few dollars, people were saying, hey, Rod, you can have something really good. And I'm going, I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. Well, to the school of hard knocks, believe me, God is good. God giveth, God taketh away. So you want to make sure that what you're doing, you listen to other leaders, listen to business people who have been there and done that. Okay. I mean, I'm more than happy to share some of my tips in regards to business, excuse me. But what's really important is once you decide that there's something you want to do, I don't care what it is, follow your passion, have that tenacity, don't give up, continue the path. Maybe you have to, maybe believe me, yeah, there was years where 1 month I was having steak and 1 month I'm having beans and rice and top ramen. But don't get yourself down. Talk to other business people in the sector that you're getting involved with, whether it be clothing, whether it be financial management, whether it be, rocking and rolling a huge a podcast like these two gentlemen are, following their dream, getting the word out to everybody and sharing the wealth. That's really important. So, giving, you're going to get back. So those are some of the tips I would say as you're going out there for all leadership people. And, listen to people. We don't always have the right answers. I mean, some of my team members, I mean, they're in their late 20s, early 30s, and I'm all ears. What can we do to make it better? So those are some little tips, my friends.
Well, I tell you that these tips are mind blowing. School of Hard Knocks. Most people have at least attended one semester in that school.
Right,
Somehow, we all have some type of transcript
right, yeah, yeah,
with
for
with some
sure.
letter grade. Some people made it with an A, some people made it with an F. Either way, it is one of those things that you mentioned, mentorship, right? Mentors, folks. If there's anything that will help you escape some hard knocks learning, is mentorship and people that have done this for decades, right? You're talking about A-Rod's got some pedigree, some heritage in suit making industry he's sharing that with us today, and I'm so grateful that you are. A-Rod, for those that are interested not only in just this education that you just provided, but interested in getting a suit that's tailored to them, getting a suit, because I know a lot of folks that are listening have that concealed weapon license, right? And don't, because they just can't. And now you're just allowing an opportunity to not only dress well, but to protect yourself. If somebody is interested and at the biting at the bits for this elegance thing that you're just gonna roll out here soon, how would they contact you?
All they do is go to salute the number 2 suit.com. Okay. When you're ready, you book an appointment. One of our suit advisors will contact you and they're going to walk you through the process. Let me do that for you now. So first of all, they're going to walk you through and say, let's see a word of assessment, because we don't want to make you something that you don't need. Okay. We want to build on what you already have. But if we're working with a blank canvas, then we're going to actually send you some pictures of items we have. We're going to suggest the classic suits, the shirts to start building your wardrobe. Once we have your height and weight, we'll know your size within about 2 weeks, sometimes 3. It just depends on what's going on with us to get it suit out to you. Whether you buy 1 suit or 10 suits, we only cut 1 suit to start and 1 shirt to start. Why is that? Because we want to do a virtual body blueprint before we cut everything else. So when we send you that suit, you're going to get a tracking number from one of our team members along with a picture of the box. When you get it, they're going to send you another text when they track it for you. Hello, Mr. Jones, you received your package. We want to get you on A-Rod's schedule. I'm the only one who does virtual body blueprints. We get my schedule. It's about a 7-minute call. I look at the dress shirt on you first. I look at the neck, shoulder, chest, sleeve, length, body. Same thing on the jacket. The pant, we look at the waist, the seat, the crotch, the thigh, out seam, inseam. So what I'm doing is establishing a body blueprint. Now, I run 95% accuracy. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means when you get it, you're going to be good to go. However, let's say it's something very minor. You'll take it to a local tailor. We pick up the tab. Let's say that my master tailors are totally off the mark. Doesn't happen, but let me cover myself, right? If it does happen, you're going to ship it back to us. We pay for that shipping. We make the adjustments and we send it back out to you until it's perfect. That's the actual whole process on how it works. So from start to finish.
And that's amazing. I tell you, folks, if you're not already looking at this website when you hear this, then you're already behind the curve, because you can guarantee I already went on there and
Well,
am looking at some orders.
I do want to share something as well, Enrique and Vince. Actually, I just launched it today. It's geared to that transitioning individual. The holidays are behind us. Finance can be a little challenging. So what I came up with is a starter set. What does that mean? Well, it's geared towards the gentleman, the gentleman who's actually getting out. He wore the uniform for the last time. He he needs that first suit. He's not suit ready. Okay, all these things play in the factor. Guess what? You'll get a tailor-fitted suit, one dress shirt, one tie to get you ready for the interview. Shipping included, very, very important. You have your own personal clothier, quality assurance guaranteed. That's what we're doing for $219. Okay. And we're doing it for a little while. And again, it's to kind of get you a little jump start because we do understand, finances can be a little snug right now. So we just want to share that with everybody too.
Well, folks, I don't know what else to say about this particular podcast, but wow. You're not going to get the attention to detail that A-Rod provides for $219. It's not going to happen. You're going to end up going somewhere and running, like he said earlier on, right? But here he is offering this. I suggest that you get on that website and communicate with this team and get that process started. And folks, if you want to get a hold of us, the leadership void at gmail.com is where you'll send that information, that email. If you want to request for us to cover a leadership topic or anything of that sort, that's where you're going to send that information. We love to hear from you. And we're going to hear from you either way, because after Vince talks, I'm going to share something with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a couple things on the works and in the mix. So first, we have our subscription drive to reach our 200 on our YouTube channel, The Leadership Void. We're at 170. All we need is 30 more people. Follow us, and we will get you into a drawing of, guess what? The Standing O Salute Edition by Scott McGregor. So please sign up, join us, follow wonderful individuals like A-Rod sharing the wisdom that he has, and some other great leaders on 2022 our season 3. We do radio check first and the 15th of every month at 1900, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just a way to check in on our brothers and sisters of arms, and also our first responders. Just a way to give back and say, with the social isolation going on, we just want to check in and make sure you're okay. Also, we are just so excited that we continue with the home team of Round Point Mortgage Service Corporation as our platinum sponsor. Thank you for being our sponsor for this wonderful show. And next week, we continue on in the first responder community. We'll share more as we go, but you don't want to miss that as well. But Enrique, you talked about something very important. So let's open that up. What's going on? What you want to share with the audience?
All right. Well, this has been probably one of the most educational podcast episodes we've had. A-Rod, you've done such a great job to
Thank you, gentlemen.
educate us,
I
on
truly
our dress.
appreciate it. I truly
Yeah.
appreciate it,
And
man.
and so I don't want to leave it there. So I want this educational piece to continue to perpetuate. There is an event coming up in March. We celebrate our 100th episode in March. It is actually our anniversary too. So check this out. This is wonderful. And so for that episode, between now that you're listening to this episode and that episode that airs, we're giving you an opportunity to, number one, subscribe to the channel. Number two, if you can answer for us in the comments to this episode, the 10 items that A-Rod shared that stand the test of time, you're going to be entered into a drawing. Now, this is one for a female and for a male. And in our 100th episode, we're going to share the winner of a tailored suit, both men and women, that A-Rod's going to provide to that listener that, number one, subscribes. Number two, answers the 10 tips, those items that stand the test of time. A-Rod, I cannot thank you enough to not only provide the services that you are providing, but to provide this benefit to one of our listeners. Folks, you will not regret this adventure that A-Rod's going to take you on. I personally have had it. Vince has had it. And look, I won't buy another suit from anyone, no one else but A-Rod. And because the quality, the attention to detail is beyond anything I have ever experienced.
Thank you, gentlemen. Very humbling. Thank you so very much. Really enjoyed myself. I hope your listeners got some key points and learned a few things. And we're here whenever they're ready.
All right, folks. So, hey, Happy New Year. We've just started. We wish you all the best. Stay tuned. Don't forget, subscribe, answer those questions to this episode, and we'll be holding that drawing, and we'll see you on next week.